That's not to say that men should live just to serve women, although there is, I think, an argument to be made that that is the case since women are the ones who produce children. And if children are the future, I think there's a good case to be made that the point of society should be ultimately to serve the interests of women.
That's what we did before the whole feminist movement. We served our women. We went out and worked. We went out to war. We went out and risked our fucking lives so that our family could have money to go out and do stuff, to serve our family. That's what we did.
Alright, so boom, I met this girl, right? She was like, oh, one of my friends thinks you're cute. I'm like, all right, let me see her IG. You know how she look like? She valid, right? She sent me her number. We get to chatting that night, right? Get to chatting. The question comes in. I don't know how it comes in. It comes in. She's like, what's your body count? I ain't got no shame in me, bro. I said 2. Bro, I'm being so dead ass. I ain't get a response for the rest of the night, bro. I'm thinking she went to sleep. All right. Next day, I check. I'm blocked. Crazy as hell. I don't give a fuck. I just met the bitch like that day, right? A couple days later, texting a friend that, you know, put me on. I was like, yo, what happened? You know, why she blocked me? She talking about something. Oh, when you told her your body count was only 2, she knew you were lying, and she doesn't like liars because she has a history of dealing with liars, and that was a red flag off the bat. It's y'all, bro. It's y'all, bro.
Competitive. How could they think of expanding? Right, and it's not the fault of those dead dudes. Right? It's not the fault of the big market owners who want to expand. I mean, I like owners. Yeah, and like I said, it's going to make me more interested. And my last thing I think on, guys, is like a really underrated road trip that I think a lot of NFL fans forget is me, my brother Andy, and our...
Men are subject to military conscription. They're subject to the draft. So if there's a war, men are forced to go and die and be in the trenches and get chemical.
So are women. Women can get drafted.
Women cannot get drafted. You think women can get drafted?
I don't know, honestly. But
I
like,
don't think
put me up in Vietnam. Like, I don't know.
Women were not drafted in Vietnam.
I know.
Okay, but the thing is,
being a housewife is not a reward. Being a woman of leisure is a reward. But that's the same.
You're serious, aren't you? A housewife's a reward. Getting married itself is a reward. 1 out of 3 of you will get married. You're serious, aren't you? Baby. What? You're not gonna be a walking, talking sex doll. Cleaning and the dishes and the kids are your duty. I work when I leave. Do you think men with money don't work? If you don't think being married or a housewife is a reward, ask your aunties or your mom.
When a woman rejects you, she doesn't care about how you're going to walk away and feel, how you are processing that moment. Okay? She doesn't care. So, and I'm not telling you to do things like women. I'm definitely not. I never do that. However, you do have to be selective and particular about who you let in your life. And so I want to say this to you. If you're not impressed with a woman, she must be eliminated.
If a girl's messaging you, hey, I'm single. You're like, okay, cool, you're single. And then I'll say, you know, what are you doing tonight? And I'll say, oh, I'm out for dinner. And then I see on their Instagram, it's her at Gal, and I can see the table, the physical table. And there's a steak, a lobster thermidor, and 500 grams of caviar on the table with a bottle of Dom Perignon. I'm like, okay, this girl told me she's a makeup artist. That's $4,000.
Yeah.
That's how much that costs, because I know, because I spend the same money and I go to the same places. Oh, I'm just at the club with my friends. C'est la vie, 10 bottles of Dom Perignon. Okay, that's $10,000 right there. Who's paying for that if she's single? So I think following the money is the best advice I can give to people. You know, look at their Instagram and look how expensive the things that they're doing are.
Believing that the dudes in your DM are trying to give you the world instead of just smash you has got to be some sort of mental illness that needs to be cured.
This is why being a passport boy is a good idea. If you like my content, please give me a like and a follow. So there's a brand new movement going around called Passport Boys, where guys living in America are done with dating here. So they go to a different country to find themselves a wife. Colombia, Thailand, Brazil, Japan, Norway. They find a dream wife and they settle over there or bring her back home. And you wanna know the funniest thing? The ladies here in America are complaining about that. They be saying a lot of stuff, but the 3 things that I always see pass by is they're becoming slaves to us, we're taking advantage of them, we're making them our house toys, or just be saying, oh, I don't care, you do you, I don't care. It's ironic because they made a 10-minute video of how they don't care. My opinion, I'm up for it, but leave me your opinions in the comments.
Quick tip when it comes to women. Nothing easy is worth having, and a cheap price attracts a lot of customers. Meaning that if her value is very low, or if she doesn't know her value, then she's most likely going to be giving it up to anybody and everybody, including their brother. So you want to be very careful and be very mindful of who you're spending your energy on. Because in that situation, who's really winning?
That I will always live by is what one man won't do, another man will.
I remember back in college a couple years ago, in this very car actually, I was sitting with a past significant other, we were in some big argument about something random, and eventually she goes, you know, I deal with a lot in this relationship for someone as young and attractive as I am in this college. So I go, okay, go be young and pretty in college. Because if that's your mindset around me and the relationship, then I don't want to deal with it, and you can go. I said it calmly, and I meant it. She didn't even look at the door. She didn't budge, because at the end of the day, there's a reason she's sitting in my car having that argument with me for hours, rather than taking the easy route and going for one of the other dudes that's willing to do whatever and is waiting for our relationship to fail. You can't act like your significant other is that replaceable and it's that easy simply because other people exist. So if someone says this to you, call their bluff.
If you're a guy and this happens to you in your relationship, it's just game over. This is the one thing that there's no turning back from. So when guys cheat, they can kind of cheat just physically and not really emotionally, and that's just kind of how they operate. When a woman cheats, it's usually emotionally involved. Once a girl starts getting feelings for someone else outside of her relationship, it's game over. Even the tiniest little spark with someone else, she will slowly fall out of love with you. There's a bunch of signs to look out for on this that it may be happening. I have other videos on that. Check them out. And also, if this helps you, follow me on Instagram at MindsetMasterMike and DM me free PDF. I will change your life after a breakup or divorce, get you into a dating mindset, whatever the fuck you need. Now, if she does fall out of love with you and you could sense the distance and she's slowly leaving you or whatever, she calls the shot, breaks up with you, do not be a little bitch and start chasing her down and sending her all these love texts and all this shit. Dude, her feelings are already elsewhere. And like I said, once that happens, you're done. If you chase after her after something like that, you're literally justifying her decision and you're pushing her further away. You're making yourself look stupid. Don't waste your time with it. Because if she was slowly exiting the relationship emotionally, it's done. Close the chapter of your life and move forward and look at what's ahead of you. Don't waste time on liars and cheaters.
For the first time in its history, the American Psychological Association released guidelines concerning men and boys, saying that so-called traditional masculinity not only is harmful, but could also lead to homophobia and sexual harassment. And the main thrust is that traditional masculinity, which you are the great defender of,
that's called
by the
being
way,
a man, by the way.
marked by stoicism, competitiveness, dominance, and aggression, is on the whole.
Study out today that says women become unhappy as they get older. Well, the flip side, men get happier as life goes on. Tracy, is this true?
Come on.
I mean, come on.
All right, first of all,
Don't get me
Mark,
started.
'cause I know you've missed me, Mark. First of all, this study was conducted by mostly men. I mean, ask any woman if she would choose her car over her children, and she'd take the kids any day, whereas I would question a lot of men out there, quite frankly.
Tracy, I can't
There's a
believe what I
reason
just
that
heard
women
you
live
say.
longer, Mark. Let me tell you. It is because we are stronger
Yes.
and we are happier at the end of the day than most men. And that is factual, and you know it.
When men are married to women who scream like you, they just want to die sooner.
Let me ask you a question. What is your definition of a hoe? What?
Promiscuous woman.
Right. So people think I'm promiscuous because I dance fully nude in front of people.
No way. That's
Yes,
wild.
they call me a hoe because of it.
I can't believe that. What? These
Yeah, don't act
bastards.
surprised. So,
And/or engaging
so you
in
know,
hoe
actually.
activity. control.
should be able to wear whatever I want, wherever I go, and a man should never be able to do anything. The minute we start educating boys, rather than telling women what to dress, that's the day
And
that
I should be able to wear 17 Rolexes on this arm, 17 Rolexes on this one, and walk down down the London ghetto street and not get robbed. I should be able to do that. But you know what? We live in the real world.
Women do not have options. Look, I'm about to break this shit down so you guys can fully understand this shit. You guys are confusing the women having the option to go to Pound Town with a lot of guys as options. Let me give you a more profound example. Let's say you had 10 gay dudes in your inbox right now. Would you consider those options? No, you wouldn't. And if you did, that's a problem. See, women have a lot of guys chasing after them to go to Pound Town, but women don't want to go to Pound Town. And also, women do not find men that they like. You guys do not have any idea of how picky women are and how many guys they actually do not like. Why do you think that women run back to you after they break up with you? It's because they find this shit out themselves. The guy that they was going to probably replace you with probably didn't want her, and the other guys all just want to go to Pound Town with her. They don't want a relationship with her. You the only guy that want her like that. They don't have options. Fellas, if you want to learn how to talk these women out their drawers, you know where to click.
When you're starting a relationship, it's a key moment to not lose masculine frame. So here's what you have to do. Keep her head in the game of being in the relationship with you. Your team, your time, energy, attention, and money shouldn't be easy to get or keep. She should be working 24/7 to make your shared dreams a reality. If she's got the time and energy to be nagging you, the dream ain't big enough, or she doesn't understand the assignment. Intimacy is a reward for a calm and aligned mind. Never reward a confused mind with your intimacy. Third is she won't love you more than she's ever loved another man unless she gives you more than she's ever given another man. And then just reciprocate all this.
All these little boys going and shooting up schools and churches and massage parlors and stadiums. Like, talk about emotional issues. Jesus Christ, I've never been that mad before.
So that was model and actress Julia Fox talking about how women control their emotions better than men while she takes a piss. And this was her just a couple of days previous.
This isn't an issue with celebrities. This is an issue with men, God damn it! Men!
Yes, her self-control and equanimity rivals that of a Tibetan monk.
Let me tell you something, ma'am. A lot of the men that y'all use are the men who trying to save you. A lot of the men are sitting there saying, you remind him of his mama, and he realized the crap his mama went through. So what he wants to do is save you. And when he turns into me, it's because he's ran into so many walls that he started to realize, I'm a fool. I tried to treat this woman better than she saw herself. She didn't see herself as a wife. She saw herself as a baby mama. She didn't see herself as a wife. She saw herself as an Instagram thot. She didn't see herself as a wife. She saw herself as, yeah, City Girls is up. So there's a lot of women who can tell you right now, I had a good man, but he was lame. I had a good man, but he wasn't exciting.
I'm definitely going to be 10 times sneakier than you'll ever be. If I do cheat on you, it's because I have little to no feelings for you. Oh, and when I do cheat, it's going to be more emotional than physical. Oh, and if you catch me, I'm definitely going to play victim and flip the entire situation on you. So, yeah?
You guys paying separate or together?
Together. I'm gonna pay for it.
I know, that's right. And it's giving gentleman, because as a man, why aren't you paying for the whole thing?
Give my car back.
He found my OF page.
And he's packing up his leave.
Told you. One more time.
He is absolutely justified in walking away. She crosses the boundary and you leave. That's it.
I really don't find girls interesting. A lot of girls are not interesting, man.
That's the number one problem with Gen Z girls. They've all been so addicted to social media. They're all involved in the same things: astrology, Jeffrey Dahmer, copy-paste, TikTok dancing, the same talking points and same opinions about everything. And they like the same interests. They all do nail techs and sell clothes on Depop. It's all copy-paste. And it gets really boring after a while.
Talking about being a hoe, all this other shit. It's like, bruh, like, you can't sit there, monetize off of it, create this image, and then get mad when people label you as that image. Like, you are a 304. You had sex with a bunch of men, and now it's coming to light, right? And you got to deal with the consequences of your actions. Like, yes, men are not going to respect you when you're a hoe. And guy, I want if there's any women watching this podcast, that is your queen right there. That is a woman that's big on feminism and sexual liberation and all this shit. Now that the light's out there, what the fuck is she doing? I regret all this. I feel really dirty. I say it all the fucking time. Women cannot be hoes long term. And most importantly, they can't be hoes when there's a spotlight shined on them. All right? They want to be able to be hoes without necessarily being shamed. Sorry, it doesn't fucking work that way. I can't be a fucking hobo and sit there and say, treat me like a king anyway. It doesn't work that way. Men have to deal with the consequences of their inadequacies. Women, however, think in some crazy clown world, they should not be held accountable for their inadequacies. No, fuck that shit.
I'm not going to beg for your time when you give it to your homeboys for free. I'll just find somebody who's not gay.
I've noticed this trend recently of women thinking they can say problematic stuff, but it's okay because, like, smash the patriarchy or it's quirky or whatever. Like, babes, that's not quirky. It's just homophobic. Like, men are allowed to have other friends, other male friends, other female friends. Like, it's okay. You are not the only person in their world. And I get it, like, some people have a really hard time moving past that, like, middle school relationship mentality, but at a certain point, you have to grow up.